Mine.
Mine, 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 mine.
I didn't really sleep well right now, maybe from the alcohol, but I just kept thinking how bad of a person I am. I got to school extremely early so I could apologize to Meiji, Eiichiro, and Curry for kissing them without consent and for cheating on Curry. I made a lap around the whole school, and when I got back to the front I found Meiji. We said good morning and then I tried to apologize, but he just joked it off. I went along with it for a while before telling him I actually was sorry and I don't really see him that way, in hopes that he wouldn't feel uncomfortable with me. He accepted my apology and told me I should be apologizing to Curry, and I said I planned to. Then we went back to our jokes. I spotted Curry and ran over to her without realizing she was actually coming over to me. I was able to apologize and give her a kiss. She didn't actually seem that bothered. Which I haven't decided if that's actually a good thing or now. Revei came over and started talking about anime. I went along for it for a while, but as more people approached I decided to go find Eiichiro. I was running around the school before spotting Orchid, and I ended up asking it and Revei if they had seen Eiichiro yet. They both said they were pretty sure he hadn't shown up yet, so I stood around talking with them for a while. After my first class I went over to Curry and gave her a kiss, and Yaijiro came over so we started talking about video games. Later on Meiji and I started talking about manga and collected up a lot of people to talk about it with. I know there is some drama with a few of them, but it was nice to bond over something. I think it actually brought a few people closer. There was brief talk of making a manga club which Tanaka was very into, but it was cut short by the bell going. In between my third and fourth class I was talking to Curry and just so happened to bring up Tanaka and she just walked away. I followed her, but I got stopped by O'Hara asking about manga and I started talking with him, Meiji and Tanaka. The sun began to set, signaling the end of the day, and I ran over to Curry and asked what I did wrong by bringing up Tanaka, but she wouldn't tell me. So I went and apologized to Meiji one more time and gave him a compliment before heading off. I wish Eiichiro came today. I'll just have to apologize over text, or maybe I'll see him tomorrow and I can apologize then. Before I left I found Revei, Tanaka and O'Hara by the lockers talking, so I joined in. But not for too long, as it was quickly becoming the latest I've been at school, and with the Nazen and Nishi I wasn't chancing anything. At home I started off with an art commission, then I played a short game before streaming, then, playing another game, I ate, then showered, then went to bed. In the morning I did some stretches before heading out so there'd be people there even when I arrived. I was surprised to not see Curry, but I guess it makes sense. I haven't been this early in a while, so instead I went and talked to Orchid. It wasn't going very well at first, but when Meiji joined in we were able to form a proper conversation. Revei got involved too, which was fine, and I learned O'Hara and Orchid have some issues. After being pushed I watched Orchid just casually steal a bunch of things for O'Hara. She knew I was watching, definitely. Was it really that easy to steal from O'Hara? I quietly told her to not do that to my friend and walked away. I went over to Yaijiro and we both talked at the same time, so I probably messed it up. It could have been conversation. I'm pretty sure Revei tried to help, but seeing as I was barely talking they got frustrated and left, leaving me with Yaijiro. Obviously I got nowhere with Yaijiro, so I talked with Meiji for a bit before trying to pickpocket Kiyohisa, but Meiji followed me and ruined my plans of being a criminal. I tried to coax him out of the way, but I ended up just talking to Tanaka. Not like that's a bad thing or anything. Well, actually, Tanaka is pretty weird. He's really into anime and manga. Okay, before you all bring up every occasion I've befriended people off manga, it's different. Okay, I'm different, I'm very special. After my film studies class I tried getting Orchid to help me talk to Yaijiro, but she was no help, so I just tried my best to talk to her by myself. Surprisingly we did get to talk a few times. I think this plan is actually working out well. After another class Yaijiro started hating me again. I spent the whole break hanging around her though. I don't think Eiichiro is in again today, which is really making me worry. Oh yeah, I almost completely forgot about Umi. Oh my god, I hope she's okay. What if she moved because of me? Way better than the thought of her being kidnapped, but not nice on my ego. Oh, and after my next class I kept following her around. I really am quite determined to have her be my friend. I'm really not into the occult stuff, but it just feels like I should be her friend, you know? Honestly, I'm probably talking crazy, but maybe to someone that makes sense. My little sister, yeah, I haven't brought her up in a while, have I? Well, she's big into angels and stuff. I hope she kept that hope after I left. I miss her so much. Her name is Hitagi Kanashii, and that's the extent of trauma talk for today. Finally, I left Yaijiro alone and got Tanaka to talk to Meiji with me. I think Tanaka is weird, yes, but Meiji doesn't seem to mind at all. I had only just got into place and started talking when this happened. I met this man on Monday, 5 days ago. So of course I went straight to Kuri to tell her all about it. Seriously though, did Tanaka not see what happened on Wednesday? Actually maybe he did, and he thought I was kissing them with a completely clear head. I need to get home before it's late. This is too much. First I started my afternoon by live streaming a bit to get my mind of what happened, then I studied, did a lot of stretches, had a shower before live streaming again, then I went to bed. The weekend was pretty hard, as you can tell from my lack of food and my influx in depression. Now I was planning on spending the whole day with Yaijiro, but I need to get food. While I read a manga volume, I thought about my victim, and the only logical conclusion I came to was Kiyohisa. Kiyohisa was actually a much more difficult victim than I expected. She just kept moving around and there was tons of people getting in the way, and in the end I got like one thing. I stopped my pursuit for a while to attend my girlfriend though. Because even though I'm technically a criminal, I am still a lovely partner and we have not had any issues ever. I did get back to my pursuit, but all I got was one more thing, which was pretty pathetic. But then I overheard Revei talking about me and that made me feel pretty good. After class I tried and severely failed to pickpocket Kiyohisa, so I started talking with Ohara Kuri and unfortunately Tanaka, but that quickly turned to trying to stop everyone from fighting. I convinced Kuri to just go to our next class and leave the fight, and she did, but then Ohara came over and reinforced the fact I shouldn't call him Omizo. So I suppose that's a friendship ruined. After maths I was trying to figure out how I'd go about pickpocketing literally anyone, but when I was about to enact my plan, Yaijiro got mad at me for simply being by the door, so of course I had to follow her around mentally begging to be noticed. Pretty sure I made negative progress from this. I just want to be her friend. I am pretty damn sure she has none. She bawled me over in the hallway, so I had to abandon her for Kuri. Only for a little bit though, because we nearly got in trouble and it was time for class. Small highlight, I found 50 yen. After class I tried really hard to get food. I didn't have enough confidence to steal from Ohara and I kept getting caught by Kiyohisa, but I watched her freely steal from Yaijiro. Once more I tried to steal from Ohara, but he complimented me and I ran away. The sun started to set, marking the end of the day, and I tried once more to steal from Kiyohisa. I did get some stuff, but I also got a ton of stress, so I had to kiss Kuri. I spent about 10 minutes with her before deciding it was time to go home, where I decided to stream until I made a pathetic 401 yen. Then I gamed some more for about 50 minutes, took a premature shower, watched an anime and then went to bed. Tuesday, 12:02 a.m. I didn't see the message until the morning. Yumi, Eiichiro, Shinji and Meiji have been filed as missing. They aren't sure about Meiji as he hasn't been gone for even 12 hours, but Eiichiro has been gone for nearly 6 days, about 11 for Shinji, and with the attendance, approximately 17 for Yumi. I got to school late the next day because the police wanted me to tell them about Eiichiro. I can't tell you much, it's confidential, but I arrived on time to catch Tanaka and Rikyu on their way to class. I didn't really talk to Rikyu, more so Tanaka. I want to make sure he's, I don't know, mentally okay. After the kiss, maybe he was drunk. It's really messed up. We still had to come today, for classmates were reported missing and we're expected to just sit down, shut up and do our work. Well, I will do that, just not happily. My food stock is still low, and yes, I have enough for rent and food, but I can't spend it. I can't, so I have to take stuff from Kiyohisa. Obviously not very successfully. I walked with Kuri to the next class. She kept asking me about the police, questioning me, not in a way that she thinks I have bodies in my basement, just, you know. I couldn't tell her anything and kept deflecting the questions with compliments and manga references, and I got to class without spilling anything, so I'm amazing. When our first break came, I built up the courage to take one thing from Ohara, considering how rude he is to Kuri. Then when I was trying to steal from Kiyohisa, he called me out. I tried to steal from him again, but he turned around just to insult my girlfriend. Then I stood right next to him for 20 minutes complimenting Kuri and shutting down any rude comment he made. I don't know why he hates her so much, she literally hasn't done anything. And afterwards I walked Curry to our next class and talked about video games. She had an intense stare when looking at me which made me a tad nervous, but she was smiling, so I assume everything's just dandy. Once that class ended, I tried once more to pickpocket Kiyohisa, using the tactic I've used on Yaijiro. It was working until everyone got in the way. One more class and the sun finally started to set. I nabbed something from Rikyu as they came in really late and made my way to the left of the classroom, where I saw Tanaka drooling over me. I tried to ignore it as I attempted to take more from Kiyohisa, only getting an energy drink, though my food shortage does seem to be basically over. So I decided to use the gym to do my fitness routine instead of going home. Curry just watched for a while, but she did eventually come over and we talked while I worked out. Eventually though, it was time for me to go home. I started with an art commission, then played an MMORPG, followed up by a romance manga volume, then I stretched, took a shower, then went to bed. Hey, we're getting pretty close to the end now. I think my planned out 12 episodes will follow through, and I'm so happy we're ending soon, not because I hate the series, no, not at all. I just can't wait to edit different types of content, which will be 65 days related, just not Daigaku gameplay. But anyway, stay safe, stay happy, please subscribe and goodbye.